All right, so the program this week is a healthy lifestyle is more than nutrition and exercise. And August is Happiness Happens Month, which brings you joy. So I went on the website. It's called dayoftheyear.com, and it tells you what every day has something to celebrate. And then you can, sometimes it's the whole month. So, you can't help but look at this picture and smile,
Little teeth.
But the website talks about, the how Happiness Happens Month and Day come about. So the holiday is based on the premise that happiness is unlimited and contagious, and that sharing one's happiness and can bring a lot of joy to people's lives. So in the founder of the Secret Society of Happy People, which most of us, I think, need to belong to that, is quoted as saying she started the Secret Society of Happy People in '98 to provide a missing voice for those who are happy and want to express it without having other people rain on their parade. And then in '99, they declared August the 8th as Admit Your Happy Day. And then in 2000, they expanded it for the whole month of August. So that's how the Happiness Happens month. That's how hard to say. So the purpose is the month reminds us that happiness happens one small moment at a time, and it's our job to recognize those moments when they happen. It reminds us that sometimes a small action boosts our happiness, and it reminds us that happiness is a personal experience and it's also contagious. All right. So, so how do we celebrate it? So, Happiness Happens Day, which could be any day of the year, I guess, but encourages people to take stock of their lives and try to do and think about things that make them happy and share this joy with others. So it talks about, doing something nice for yourself, something that makes you happy. And as women, a lot of times we don't do that. We worry about making everybody else happy, and then we're somewhere way down the line. But we need some joy in our lives, and we need to find what makes us happy and do that for ourselves. So make someone else happy by doing something nice for them. And it can be something as simple as giving up your seat on the bus to someone else, or a more elaborate gesture like volunteering your time and money to charity of your choice. Okay. So studies have found that volunteering doesn't only help people bring joy in their lives, but can also help them live longer. Don a pair of silver shades, because happy people always see a silver lining. Laugh. Laughter is still the best medicine. And smile, and the world smiles at you. So, sometimes it's hard to always put on a smile and a happy face. But, when you do smile, especially look in the mirror and smile at yourself, sometimes it just makes you feel better, So, and smile at other people, because it is contagious. All right. So what are some of the things that, that make you happy? Anybody? Valerie?
I was just a little tiny thing, but was it yesterday or day before we went to Sam's, and there was this gentleman on a cane just kind of in line hobbling in, and there were no baskets, and I know that man wasn't going to be turning around for baskets. So I said, "Here, would you like our basket?" And he said, "Oh, thank you." And and the lady behind, which I didn't do it for anybody to see or whatever, but she said, oh, that was a nice thing to do. But that gentleman, I'd want somebody to do that for me. That little thing, it made me feel surprisingly good. I mean, I guess not surprisingly, but it was a little thing, and I could have just said, well, he's waiting on somebody and not offered it or whatever. But and I don't know if anybody else was with him or not, but he was I mean, it was backed up. So that little thing, that was fun.
It makes him feel good. Makes you feel good too, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Jackie says swimming with friends. That would make me happy about right now.
Bob and I have started a little routine over the last month that have sounds so simple, but it's become such a part of our morning. We have started taking our first cup of coffee. Now we're retired, so we don't have to get up and go to work. So we're, pretty free to do it as we wish. But we've been having our first cup of coffee on our front porch. We live in a subdivision where every house has a front porch and it's fairly close to the sidewalk. People run, they jog, they walk their dogs and whatever. But we also have our hummingbird feeders out there. And so we watched the hummingbirds. And this morning, it was just such a special treat. A couple who we met here in the subdivision back before COVID started and haven't seen for a long time, even though we live in the same subdivision because nobody's really getting out that much. But they were walking and they stopped and we had the nicest visit and chat and caught up with each other, and it was just really nice. It made me smile and made my day good.
Good. All right. I guess we lost Irene again.
Yeah, I think she froze up.
Yeah.
She'll be back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it makes me happy to see to help other people and to see them happy. And I'll go out of my way if I think that it's going to put a smile on somebody's face.
Mhm.
I'll go out of my way to do what I can to do that. But Tops is my happy place. It's a lot of work what I do, but to me it's my hobby, it's my happy place to where I can escape from everything else and do the work, and I get to meet so many different people, and I feel like I can help somebody along the way. um so Jackie says sharing vegetables from the garden.
I agree. If I had a
Yes.
garden, that would be good.
I know.
My neighbor shares his vegetables, so
It makes a lot of people happy.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we share our tomato plants with our neighbor across the street because she's not able to have them anymore. So um, that's all we grow is tomatoes. But yeah, I mean sharing things like that. The most recent thing that just made me feel good was um, I don't know if I told y'all when we were at the Cracker Barrel a few weeks ago, and they were really busy, but there's this two ladies that sat across the aisle from us, and when they brought their food, they dropped barbecue sauce on the floor. The waitress did. Dropped barbecue sauce on the floor. It went all over this lady's yellow pants. It was a pantsuit. It went all over her jacket, everywhere. And and I give her some extra napkins because the waitress walked away to get a rag. But anyway, um, we had to be careful and take her jacket off so it wouldn't get everywhere else. And, she just had a hard time. And she started towards the bathroom, and the lady that was with her, I think it was her sister, she said that the lady had Alzheimer's, and little things like that upset people,
Yes.
that had like that. So anyway, she walked away, and they wiped her jacket off or whatever, but I wound up paying for their lunch because I felt like that, they've had a bad day and I didn't want to have to worry about it.
That
So
was
I just got their ticket and paid for it, you know, but just little things like that, and I've been on the recipient end of that, and it just makes both parties feel good.
yes.
So um so there's a lot of things that we can do to bring joy on a day-to-day basis, but just make each other feel good, and but we all have to have a happy place. The other thing I wanted to share was, this is McDonough's weather right now.
Oh, I know. No wonder she can't get it.
um let's see.
Wow.
Jackie's in the middle too and Macon.
Yep, she sure is. That may be why you're saying your microphone's not working.
Yeah.
So Barb Katie put out her Monday morning, let's see, was it Monday morning truth? Monday moment of truth.
Yes.
And today was live your best life. So this is her personal pointers, personal viewpoint. So we need to focus. Multitasking robs me of the full experience. When I write, I write. When I play the piano, I play the piano. When I hike in the woods, I hike. Whatever it is, I try to do it well and take full pleasure in it. So, it's good that we can focus on one thing, that especially the things that we enjoy, we need to focus when we're doing that. And when we're eating, if we focus on the meal, we can see how much we're eating, how much we're putting in our mouth. Because if we're focused on something else, whether it's watching TV or talking to somebody, or we got other thing on our minds, we eat in a hurry, or just kind of not pay close attention to what we're eating, mindless eating. So we need to focus on our meals and eating habits. All right. Own whatever you do. Make a decision, act on it, own it, and adjust as needed. Don't be afraid to fail. That is often what I learn the most.
Comment?
Yep.
I challenged myself to only eat if I'm sitting down, but I haven't made it to that point yet. I'm still
Sometimes it's
working on
hard.
it. I'm still working on it.
Well, I find myself, when I'm at work, I don't focus on one thing. It's like I'm doing something and something else comes in. I'll be working on that. And then I get overwhelmed and stressed out because I've started 3 or 4 different things, and I have to say stop and just finish this one thing and then go to the next, because I don't want nobody waiting on me. And that's why I do that. And I can't finish anything. So that's when you have to stop and really focus. Okay. So on whatever you do, anybody want to comment on that one?
I think it's important that, when you make a decision and act on it, and they're talking about owning it, is how many times do we decide we're going to do something and maybe we didn't think it through very well, and then we agonize over what we've, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I wish I hadn't done that. Or, Maybe other people don't do that, but I do, you know.
Oh yeah.
Then we decide we did learn such and such from that.
Yeah.
Way we can get back up.
Yeah. Okay, live in the present. An adage from childhood echoes loudly here. Yesterday is gone, tomorrow may never come, and embrace the present. Don't put your life on hold until or try to change a second of what was. I think it's very important to not live in the past, because we can learn from our mistakes, but we don't need to keep keep dwelling on those mistakes. We just need to own up to it and move on and learn from yesterday.
Forgive ourselves and forgive others.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right, take joy in the journey. Surround yourself with people, activities, and things that add to your happiness. Find ways to let the rest go. Okay.
Did you read that and that last word, declutter?
Declutter. Yes, definitely.
Hard.
All right, appreciate what you have and be thankful for what you don't have. This is the lesson learned from a dear friend who always faces life challenges with happiness and optimism. Don't waste a second resenting what you think others have. And sometimes that's hard to do, when you look from the outside, things always look better from the outside in. Um, So, we just need to be thankful for what we have, the decisions we've made, and, not dwell on what others have, and just appreciate, you know, things you have and life and everything. So,
Actually, that is very biblical. It's very biblical to be content with what you have.
yeah.
And we
Well,
have one of our tops. I forget how old she is now, but one of our cops, she's had 3 strokes. Her husband died. She had 3 strokes. She was told she'd never get out of a wheelchair, never leave the nursing home, but she's one of the most positive people I know. And she's always saying, I'm getting stronger. I'm going to do this. And even when people are because they're so hurried and rushed and she has to have a certain pace, she's patient and she has the most beautiful smile where she could just be very bitter.
yeah.
That's wonderful.
Well, I think a lot, your attitude toward things have a lot to do with the way things turn out. That's my personal opinion.
I agree.
All right, so write down your thoughts, be curious, ask questions, and keep learning. I have been doing that a lot lately. Um, I found an app that is a diary, and it gives me a daily reminder that I need to write things down, and it has really helped my stress level. Um, since I don't have my best friend anymore, I have to, my personal thoughts that I would have normally told him, I write down in this journal, and it makes me feel better just to get it out.
Yeah.
Anybody else comments?
I used to be afraid to ask questions, and I'm not anymore. Some of that's probably to my husband's dismay, but I just so much to learn, and I'm glad that I'm not afraid to ask questions.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times I'll write down a question that I have, and later I'll go back and either ask somebody or just think about it. You know, if I don't have the answer right now, it's just something that I have to think about, or a decision that I need to make that I don't want to make right now, a hasty decision. You know, write it down and you can always go back and read it and think about it, you know, a little bit.
What?
All right, make
Write
someone's
everything
day.
down.
Yeah. Hey, it's good to write everything down. Yeah.
Honestly and truly, it's kind of like it just like thumps right out of my head. It's kind of, oh man, why didn't I write that down?
All right, make someone's day. It truly is through giving that we receive our best gifts. Genuine random acts of kindness enrich the world. And we definitely need more of that.
Today we were at the grocery store, and I'm thinking, this first gentleman, one time I asked him for paper, and I saw that it kind of rattled his routine. He might be a little bit challenged in small ways. And so the next time I saw him, he must have remembered me, because he was friendly to the lady in front, but when I came up, he wasn't. But I didn't rattle his cart at all. And today, it was so busy, and I started bagging some things up because he was at another aisle, and then he came over and he went zip, 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 and he went over to the next person, and I said, "Boy, you were fast. Thank you so much." And he had a big smile today, no grimaces. On 3 times.
Guys, I'm sorry, but I have to run.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to see you.
It's
Thank
good
you for joining.
Good to see you guys. I'll see you next week.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, so the next one is look after your body. It's the house you live in. Rest, eat well, stay active, and enjoy.
Amen.
Have you ever thought about your body as your house? I put a lot of junk in mine.
I really get into the look after your body when I start looking at the chemicals that's put into food that they think that we should eat. And I look at it and I say, I'm not putting that in me.
Yep.
Wait, the clean 15 and the dirty dozen are one spot. And then they're talking more about comorbidities and the ravages of COVID. So they're finally talking a little bit more about that as risk factors. So that's, yeah, our body, we got to take care of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, quit being your worst critic. Don't expect perfection. Try new things and grow. We all seem to criticize ourselves, you know, more than anybody else does. Have you ever had to write down your weaknesses and strengths? You know, I always tend to write down more weaknesses because I have a hard time seeing the strengths that other people see in me. You know, I'd much rather write it for somebody else. But a lot of companies are going to that. They want to see your weakness. They want to know what you think your weaknesses and strengths are. And it's hard to do. All right, be prepared to change the plan. Living my best life requires me to be flexible. Life throws curveballs on a regular basis. So we've always got to be flexible in our plan. You can plan as much as you want to, but if you can't be flexible, you know, that plan is going to fail.
Come crashing down.
Yep.
I had the opportunity to hear the first, this was years and years ago, the first certified nurse practitioner in the state of Georgia in mental health was a talk she was giving on stress, and I'll never forget. She said, if you don't remember anything else, just remember, be flexible. So I bring that up many times. Be flexible.
One thing I think about is if I'm being unflexible, like you're talking about, and someone says, no, that's not the right way to do it. Well, that's marvelous. You know the right way. Can you tell me?
Sometimes there's more than one right way to do things. So
Exactly.
as long as you get the same results, yeah.
Throw it out there to see who's gonna help you catch the ball. I mean,
Right.
Jackie had a good comment. Being flexible is a sign of mental health, of a good mental health.
Yep. That's good. Yeah.
All right. So in a nutshell, choose to make each day count. Each of us gets to define what our best life is. It isn't a competition. It is good to have an end to journey toward, but it is the journey that matters in the end. I like that.
Mhm.
Okay. I thought that went good with our happiness happens. So we can use all of these pointers here to make ourselves happy and make others happy as well. So
Very good.
all right.